Okay, my beautiful friends, here we are together again at last. This is my post-market wrap-up on this Wednesday, December 22nd, 2021. People, you know something? Let me get comfortable real quick. Oh, yeah, you gotta relax. Anyway, despite the fact that the bad economic news keeps coming and it continues to get worse, and despite the fact that the propaganda ministry is trying to convince us that what we are seeing with our own eyes is not real, despite all that, well, it's just lovely for you and me. It's always lovely to be together and, put this all into perspective and try to understand what's going on, seeing through the dog shit. I don't know about you, but actually I do know about you. You enjoy it just as much as me. I love it. I really do. Let's start off with this market. Okay, again, despite bad economic news, more bad economic news that we got today, which we'll cover in a little bit, the stock market continues higher. No surprise to you if you follow this blog. Another rally, nothing major, but a rally across the board. Crude oil getting bid higher, like 2.5% today. That's a major driver for the market. You know how it works. No surprise to you there either. So yes, stocks higher, crude higher. Now let's look a little further into this. Yield curve, nothing major going on. 10-year yield, whatever, nothing dramatic. Dollar, markedly lower today. A weaker dollar is fantastic for the market, bad for you, bad for me from a purchasing standpoint, purchasing power standpoint. But for the market, it loves that weaker dollar. Oh, yeah. We've even had presidents in the past. One recently who said, oh, yeah, we need a weaker dollar. Yeah, that would have been great for the stock market. Oh, yeah, great for shareholders, but bad for the average guy and the average girl. Well, what else would you expect in this freak show? You think we have representation anymore in this nation? How about no? Okay, what else is going on here? Like I said, dollar markedly weaker. That put a little fire underneath gold and silver. Cryptocurrencies did well. Bitcoin around 49,000. Okay, whatever. In my opinion, going much higher. You all know that. Okay, that sets the stage pretty much for what we're seeing today. The MMRI around 86. Risk in this market remains freaking low. All right, and that means there's going to be more buyers coming in. I don't know where to start. I have a few things I want. You know what? I'm going to start off with this lovely chart. I have two lovely charts for you. If you were paying attention to CNBC, especially towards the end of the day today, they had the lovely Sarah Eisen out there. Sarah, how are we doing, Sarah? How does it feel to be paid to lie? Can you please let me know? Well, she's talking about the Fed taking away the punch bowl. The Fed has not taken away the punch bowl, will not take away the punch bowl. I want to give you a little visual on this. This is a 3-month chart of the Federal Reserve's balance sheet. Now, right here is where they did the first so-called taper. As you can see, there was a little drop, went right back up. We all knew this was going to happen. There is no taper whatsoever. There'll never be a taper whatsoever. All the Federal Reserve is going to do is lower the minimum asset purchases per month with no cap. Henceforth, why this will continue to rise. So, hey, Sarah, how about showing this to the people you're lying to? Now, I got another one I want to show you, too. I've explained to all of you since time immemorial that the Federal Reserve's balance sheet is going to balloon and hyperballoon and then balloon even beyond that. Now, this is a chart going back to 2008, a little before 2008, of the Federal Reserve's balance sheet.
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, you don't understand? That's because you're listening to me. These damn things. Anyway, so this is the Federal Reserve's balance sheet that has literally gone freaking parabolic. And there is no way on this earth or off this earth that this pattern is going to change. And keep in mind, this is the public balance sheet. This is the balance sheet that we're allowed to see. The Federal Reserve has a hidden balance sheet, just like most corporations do, okay? What's off balance sheet, and that includes cash in the multiple trillions of dollars that they are funneling around the world. If there's one thing you need to know right here and right now, if you're brand new here, is central banks have not even begun to inflate. They're not done by a long shot. So when you hear propaganda like Sarah Eisen talking about the Fed's going to pull away the punch bowl, laugh. You know, you do X this stupid thing here to call CNBC and laugh, just laugh on the phone, because it's all bullshit. And we all understand that. Look, the bad economic news does not stop, and we're going to talk more about that. Despite that, the stock market keeps going higher. What do you think is the driver behind that? Do you think for a moment that it's maybe the market saying it realizes that the Fed is going to keep, doing these lovely things, this lovely thing, this lovely thing, yeah, that's going to continue. The Fed will continue to goose and juice this market. Goose and juice. Interesting. Yeah, big time. It's not going to stop. That's what's the driver here. It's the only thing driving this market. It's and again, it's all this the debt that is being borrowed into existence, the falsification of it in many ways, the reverse repo, the Federal Reserve, trying to fool the market that there's more liquidity than there is. There's not enough debt, believe it or not, to sustain where we are. There's no doubt about that. But they will find reasons to borrow more cash into existence. They'll make things up. And they'll just, sell it to the public, no matter what project it might be. They're going to make people afraid of something, whatever it might be. I have no clue. If I had to think of one thing that they would just conjure up and make people afraid of, how about the wall that we were supposed to build under Trump? Make people deathly afraid of immigrants and illegal immigration and build a wall. Let's borrow to do that. And this current retard president that we have, we need to build a better America. So we're going to borrow trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars, making you very afraid of everything. That's all they do. They're actors. They're told what to say. They're given a script. I don't care how much you might love these people. All it is a distraction mechanism. They want to make you afraid of something. And then, real or not, they want to make you afraid of it. And then sell it to you, and then get you to borrow cash from the future to build whatever they want to build, or, create whatever they want to create out of thin air. It's the mechanism. So just get used to that. Get used to being lied to by people that you trust, that are put in public office, because they're all slaves to the central banks, who are the real government. You understand? But you're not supposed to know that. So anyway, let's move forward before this video gets too freaking long here. So on the economic news front, here's what we got. Obviously, it doesn't stop. But this is just a few little tidbits here. So we're hearing from packaged food manufacturers like General Mills, Kellogg, Kraft Heinz. Literally, what they're saying is they cannot raise prices fast enough. This guy, Greg Mannarino, has explained to you that we are going to see food and energy prices surge much, much higher. So this is what they're saying. These major food manufacturers, they can't raise prices fast enough because their materials costs are rising, skyrocketing, freight costs, labor costs. So what are they doing? They're already passing this on to you, and you can expect to get monumentally worse moving forward here. Anyway, no secret to you people if you follow this blog. Sometimes I seriously can't take it, honestly. My level of anger and my level of just disgust with the entire situation just gets worse every freaking day here. It's all the distractions. It's not the Federal Reserve. It's Omicron. Omicron is causing inflation. It's not the fact that the Federal Reserve is doing this. This in just nope. I wish it was this, right? This in just the last 3 months. It's an incredible thing. And they're not going to stop. They have no intention of doing so. So if the Federal Reserve continues to, again, what are they doing? They're issuing debt through one door, then they're buying it back through another door. kind of like their repo scam, literally moving cash from one institution to another, trillions every day, okay, to give the illusion of more liquidity in the system because it's drying up. You have to understand this. Let me put this into perspective for you as concisely as I can. The global debt situation is literally the greatest threat to existence in the history of the world. I wrote an article years ago called Global Debt and the Human Bubble. Google that. Global Debt and the Human Bubble. This global debt issue has created a population boom around the world. And when the debt bubble bursts, we're going to suffer a biblical loss of life on a worldwide scale. Now, again, this is all baked in, and I think most of you already know that. There is no doubt at all that what we're seeing here is all about control. It's a lot easier to control fewer people than it is to control more people. So along with the bursting of the debt bubble, which is going to happen after it gets even more inflated than it is now, we're going to see a biblical extermination of human life. It's, for example, let me put this into perspective for you, for those of you who think I'm going off the deep end. Let's say, for example, you wanted to raise pigs. You wanted to raise pigs. You went out and you bought a big pig area where they all hang out and sleep and screw and eat and everything else that pigs do. I don't know what pigs do. I'm not a pig farmer. But let's say you want to be a pig farmer. You went and you bought out all this equipment. You got all these lovely pigs and they're multiplying and things are going great. All of a sudden, you run out of money. You're trying to borrow more and borrow more. What's going to happen to these pigs if you can't feed them, if you can't maintain them? They're going to start to die off. Okay, it's the same kind of situation that's going to develop here on a global scale. And it's by design here. Inflate the debt bubble beyond your wildest dreams, and that's what they continue to do, central banks around the world. Understanding that the debt situation is not sustainable. Understanding that they got to do every mechanism possible to create more debt, even if it means they got to fake it via repurchasing agreements or whatever it might be, borrowing debt from the future. At one point, that's going to dry up. And what do you think is going to happen to the global population? Same like the pigs. They're going to die off. Same exact thing. But you're not supposed to know these things. You see, if you did, then maybe you'd, I don't know what you would do. Prepare better? Understand what's actually happening a little bit more? This goes so far beyond the financial markets that I cover every single day with all of you. Look, I'm trying my best out here to put you on the right side and keep you on the right side of this thing that's unfolding around us, because it's not that hard to capitalize on. Realizing the market's going to continue higher until it doesn't. We're going to stay long the stock market, but also understanding that this debt hyperbubble is going to explode. And not only is it going to eliminate a large portion of the global population by design. I mean, that's what it's designed to do most, but it's going to make a lot of people very wealthy. So you need to be on the right side of that by being in anti-debt units, you know what I always say, gold and silver. I think cryptocurrency is the right place to be. Other commodities, crude oil, all this stuff. Look, cash just moves from one reality into another. That's all it really does. It gets legally moved from these group of people to another group of people, and it always goes up to the 1%ers. Okay, the people underneath, they just get crushed over and over and over again. And right now, with the attack that has been going on with regard to savers that are being robbed blind right now just to inflate the stock market, again, suppressed rates have literally robbed the middle class in many, many, many trillions of dollars in realized gains over time. But you're not supposed to know that either. With real wages cratering, I'm not lying when I tell you that the middle class is being literally exterminated, eliminated. They're being wiped out by design. A new paradigm, a new set of rules, like I said, was come from many, many years ago. A new demographic is being created, extreme haves, extreme have-nots, a feudal system. It's all, you have to understand what's going on here. This new feudal system that we are clearly in the middle of setting up right now is the prelude for when this debt bubble bursts and we do suffer a biblical loss of human life on a global scale. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. And I mean, can you only imagine the pandemonium that is going to occur globally when this does happen? And it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time before it happens. And again, the debt bubble will burst and rates are going to spike uncontrollably. That's going to melt down the stock market. And not only is commodity prices are going to skyrocket. I believe cryptocurrency prices are going to skyrocket as well. At the same time, we are going to see something we've never seen before. Death. Yeah, Biden had it right. When President Retard, he said that we are going to suffer a winter of death and illness. Well, I don't think the debt bubble is going to burst this winter, but when it does, we are going to suffer biblically, like on a biblical scale. It's going to be epic. All right, people, look, I'm out of here. I hope this video has made sense to you and it's important. Please share it, get it out there. I will see all of you in the morning. Ponder these things. Ponder what Greg Mannarino tells you because it's important. I'll see you.